for the Music City. We welcome race fans, one and all, back to Green Flag TV. This afternoon, we're set to kick off racing action once again on Tuesday nights. Welcome to round number 8 of the OMSRL Xfinity Series. My name is Mullet. We'll bring you all of racing action from start to finish with a 1.3-mile behemoth. Initially supposed to be racing at the Magic Mile today, but after a bloodbath of a race at the Martinsville Speedway just 1 week ago, several of the league analysts feeling a little bit twitchy on pulling the trigger on going to another flat track with a lot of braking to the corner, so they decided, let's change it up. Let's go back to Nashville. It's been a good 2 seasons since we were last out here. 2 seasons ago, this place, of course, played host to the season finale of the OMSRL Truck Series, and we get set to see what it's got in store for us here this afternoon. Point standings entering this afternoon look a little something like this. Sean Bounty on top, Austin Gassion 3 back in the number 2 spot, James Silvers 1 back down in 3rd, with David Farmer, fellow Cornerstone Motorsports driver, also running in the 4th place spot, still within spitting distance of the race lead. 8 races deep, 4 cars still separated by less than 10 points for the top spots. I mean, that is really speaking to the level of competition that has been taking place in this league all throughout the course of this season. It has been a hard-fought grudge match. There's been a lot of dramas throughout the course of the afternoon. David Farmer, of course, is present this afternoon, trying to see if he can throw himself further up into the ring, as is Sean Bounty. One noticeable absentee, though. Your second place one of the points, Austin Gassion, not present this afternoon. So we'll see. Oh, sorry, he is present this afternoon. Just saw him pop up on my timing sheet. So you do have all of your drivers within the top 4 present this afternoon and ready to make tracks and see who's going to be coming on out where of round number 8 this afternoon. Qualifying currently underway in the backstage of this one. There you see Austin McColgan working his way around the racetrack. This is what a lap around this place looks like as we ride on board with Austin McColgan. Right now qualified 21st place. It's a real difficult time. They're trying to get a fast time around this place. Bottom lane heavy racetrack. Not a lot of multi-groove racing to be had this afternoon. Outside could be good for defense, but you're going to have to really pinch off that inside line. And I'm willing to reckon we're going to be seeing quite a few cautions this afternoon, still with over 30 cars in the field, and still, despite this being a shorter 1.3-mile track, still hitting upwards of 170 miles an hour around this facility. Looking like David Farmer going to end up being one of the last cars to come around and take a qualified lap this afternoon. Mikael Robinson just put himself onto the number 11 spot on the grid. We see Robinson working his way around turns 1 and 2. Heading the back straightaway, ready to see what the number 5 can do to close out qualifying. Robinson will improve up to the number 10 spot. David Farmer, the last car to put a time on the grid, going to get himself up into the top 3. A great effort there for Farmer, and that is going to take us straight through now and into race time. So this is how the field lines on up. Round number 8, ready to roll out for the Nashville Superspeedway. Starting on pole position this afternoon, you got James Silvers. He is alongside Austin Gassion, tied for the top spot as ESM and Cornerstone ready to go to war this afternoon. David Farmer only 1 foul off the mark in 3rd. Spencer Ray lines up in 4th. Jeremiah Hobbs in 5th. Grant Peterson is in 6th with the Badger Racing crew. Mark Brannigan Jr. is in 7th. Ryan Dingler sits 8th with Sean Bound, the current points leader, all the way back in 9th. And Baron Morton back in 10th. Right now, top 9 separated by less than 1/10 of a second on the qualifying sheets. That is how competitive this field is this afternoon. Mikael Robinson starts 11th. Cole Fraley in 12th. Sean Kynes is back at 13th. Ricardo LaFrance in 14th. From there, it's Tyler Greneau in 15th. Mickey Tuttle in 16th. Pulls now the top half of the field. Then you got Noah Swafford in 17th. Jacob Noyes in 18th. Austin McColgan in 19th. Gage Teff is back, closing out the top 20. Dallas Olsher's in 21st. Nathaniel Ames is back in 22nd. Robert Peterson sits 23rd. Brett Rucker 24th. Jared Kuno 25th. Muse is 26th. Kroll 27th. Wheeler 28th, Justin Wilson 29th, and Blaine Brink closes out the top 30. The last car putting the time on the boards with Davey Hazard, Stefan Purcell, and Adrian Loya all sitting down with no times logged in qualifying. Just waiting on the last few cars to grid on up this afternoon. We're waiting for 10th, 11th, 19th, and 33rd. But most of the field right now is looking set to roll out. Stage break this afternoon, not stage break, sorry. The end of stage number 1 will be taking place at lap 40 this afternoon. Well, everyone's graded up. All 33 cars have made the call. We're ready to the Rumble in Tennessee. So it's going to be a long, hard-fought race this afternoon. Again, lap 40 going to be when stage points get awarded for drivers this afternoon. In total, you're looking at 113 laps on the night. Not the longest of races that we've had throughout the course of the season, but still plenty of time for this race to have all of the thrills and spills that we expect to see out of these OMSRL races on a Tuesday night. The last of the cars just now catching up to the tail end of the pacing line. And it's time to see what this field has got in store for us as we'll work our way through turn numbers 3 and 4. Happy you're joining us for racing action here on a Tuesday night. Barney the Flag Man with green flag in hand. It's go, go, go in Nashville! Gassion picks up the race lead from James Silvers down low. He leads the way at the end of lap number 1 this afternoon. Nathaniel Ames had an absolute flyer of a start as he made several jumps up the field. And now trying to see what he can do as he slots himself in further down the grid. This is the start from Ames as he now runs 16th. Look at this run here. That green flag dropped. Ames has not waited around. The field checked up. He went high, picks up 4. 5 spots, make that 6. And went for 8 before they even got to turn number 1. So Nathaniel Ames now running back. 16th place on the grid, already up 6 positions. And all of those effectively made up from that jump up top. He now has got Mickey Tuttle on his inside, but a great effort for him. Austin Gassion pulling clear with Yahoo.com. Toyota Camry at the head of the field, while everyone else is in a grudge match a little bit further down the road. Mark Brannigan Jr. down low. Jeremiah Hobbs goes up high. From there, Ryan Dingler and Grant Peterson are looking to make moves. And oh boy, almost contact between Peterson and Dingler from top to bottom. Then Sean Boundy sits back at the number 9 spot. Mikael Robinson still waiting in the wings as well. A lot of side-by-side in the front groupings early on, while Gassion blocking out a 1-second lead over 2-time repeat champion Spencer Ray. Still side-by-side between Brannigan and Hobbs. Brannigan's down low, Hobbs up high. Neither driver able to get it in on each other. David Farmer fending the both of them off for the last, for one of the last spots inside the top 5. He runs 4th, just ahead of him. Racing is aggressive and it is fast-paced this afternoon. I think drivers, though, potentially started to settle into the long haul. I think you saw one driver back here, it might have been Nathaniel Ames, catch the outside wall. Not stopping Ames, though, and trying to charge up to Austin McCall, going to make a move. No dice that time by. Even further down the field, Robert Peterson, Jared Kuno, Grant Rucker all under a blanket as well. And there's Jacob Noyes catching the fence at the exit of turn 4. And Jeremiah Hobbs cannot catch a break. Brannigan has been merciless and going on offense here, has not allowed Hobbs to even get a sniff of that inside line. Contact this time. Muscling Hobbs up the track. He'll keep it out of the wall, but a bit of a close shave between 5th and 6th place there. Brannigan hunting low. Can he clear this time? No, he gets loose, and that finally allows Hobbs to get clear of him. Further back, Jared Kuno on the move. He's going to look to the inside of Jacob Noyes, the LGR Motorsports number 22 entry. Picks up another spot. Barrett Morton trying to go around the outside of Mickey Tuttle. That's a brave move to try to initiate a pass from up top, but it is doable. If you have the gumption, it doesn't look like Morton was able to get the line, though. Already, we've got 10 laps in the books and only 103 to go. So the laps ticking away quickly. Hobbs had to fight the top lane on a lot of defense to fend off Mark Brannigan Jr. Now trying to open up an offensive line down the inside of David of David Farmer. Meanwhile, up front, Austin Gassion continuing to pull clear of this field, although he has stagnated, and now Spencer Ray starting to reel him in. Gassion looking like he may have burned up some of that rubber early on, as the last few laps, he's been losing time relatively steady. The best he's been able to do in the last 5 was match Spencer Ray's lap from behind. Oh, sorry, that's Spencer Ray actually losing time back to Austin Gassion. So, getting an eye on it here. Yeah, Gassion still pulling away, but again, the run is stagnating. And further down the field, his teammate, Conor LaFrance. Trying to keep Grant Peterson at bay. Cole Fralick and Sean Boundy go 2 abreast to the background. Cole Fralick, last week's winner in Virginia. Now to the inside of points leader Sean Boundy. Oh, up the track, kind of misses the bottom lane there. He's going to maintain that run down to the inside. And clears from Boundy, though Boundy could try to go for the over-under here. And Boundy looking like he wants to do just that, but Fralick covers him off, preventing the Rebel Racing 34 from getting it in. Drivers thinking about how do they want to play this, try to play it smart. Round 2 picking up between Hobbs and Brannigan as Brannigan gets to the inside of the Sony number 12 Mustang. The Mobile 1 Camry bobbles off the bottom side of 4. Ryan Dingler still in the fight as well. Hobbs way up the track and unable to get the nose in. Ryan Dingler going to take advantage of that, gets to the inside, picks off another spot. Adrian Loya with a lot of damage on the left front, or right front of his machine into pit road, and not sure what has caused all of that scratch paint on the right front, but I am willing to bet he has caught the wall somewhere big, and that would be why we see him down to pit road real early in this race. Quiet start to this one. Not a lot of drivers making any kind of super aggressive moves. A few misses of the inside here or there, but all's well ends well on that front. Back of 4. Make that 5. Peterson, Loya, Kuno. Make that Holscher and Kuno. Hazard and Noise under a blanket. Robert Peterson's just broken clear, and Davey Hazard trying to push Jared Kuno clear of Dallas Holscher. Holscher cutting away to the inside, found himself on top of the safer barrier in last week's race for a moment. Albeit now in relatively good standing. Jacob Noyes, situated just a little ways up the field. Right now down 6 on the afternoon as he rips the high side. Whole field practically single file, save for Tuttle and Bounty. Sean Bounty continuing to slip back through this field. Nashville Superspeedway not agreeing with that number 34 as Mickey Tuttle drives around the outside of him coming off of 2. And Austin Gassion has started to lose time back to Spencer Ray. Ray's been closing in about half a tenth to a tenth and a half. The last 5 laps relatively consistently. So Austin Gassion potentially burning this equipment up early in this one. There you see kind of the weather stats. Now the track temp right now just dipped to 101 degrees Fahrenheit. That was at 107 prior to entering racing action this afternoon. Further down the field, Jeremiah Hobbs and Cole Freilich still battling out amongst themselves. Mickey Tuttle now in the mix. Looking like Hobbs' pace started to drop off pretty bad as well. He's now down 7 spots and has just dropped into the clutches of Sean Bounty. Top of the night, he was fighting for 5th. Now he's outside of the top 10 and slipping back to 12th, at risk of going down to 13, maybe even 14 if Brunel can have his way as well. Talked much about Greno so far tonight. Greno comfortably +2. He's been running pretty good all night long thus far. You hear him starting to downshift a little bit into these corners, trying to help rotate that car just a little bit more. Get some extra drive off of 2 and 4. This time he'll slip to the inside of Hobbs. Oh, doors in though. Trying to send Hobbs up the track. Hobbs going to get to the back bumper as well in 4. Express some displeasure. And he'll get to the inside again. Back for turn 1. And that fight still going to be won out by Grinnell, who gets around up top. And I think that is evidence that Hobbs' tires are falling away from him. Spencer Ray's got a run on Austin Gassion for the lead. No move be made yet, though. Wow, Tuttle and Freilich going to swap hands. Cole Freilich cuts back down low. Chases him, can't get the nose in. Brannigan, Dingler, LaFrance, meanwhile, still under a blanket, and there is Spencer Ray. Trying to get whatever momentum he can possibly muster. Looking high, looking back down low. Closes to within a tenth. Does he have the run to make a move into turn one? No. Gassion saw it coming. He's going to fend him off. And now, Ray looking for the outside of the Yahoo.com number 11. So battle is on for the top spot this afternoon. I like what Ray's doing. He's going high, diamonding off the corners, trying to get as much run as he can, but his run's going to be halted as Jeremiah Hobbs has hit the wall hard in turn 4. Caution comes out for the first time tonight. And a tough break for Spencer Ray, who had Gassion dead to rights. Let's find out what happened to Hobbs. He's got Ames alongside him and Gage Teft behind him. I'd be surprised if this was self-inflicted. Oh, yeah. Ames just didn't turn in when Hobbs thought he would, and that is a hard snap into the outside wall. Brutal hit there for the driver of the number 12. This is going to be at speed. The touch, and that's all she wrote. A heavy lick into the outside wall. Hobbs could very well be done for the night while pit stops are currently underway. Oh, the race off of pit road. Ray not able to pick off Austin Gassion. As the rest of the field will cycle through. Tough break there for Jeremiah Hobbs. Let's bring the driver, the number 12, into the broadcast booth and give a chit-chat here to Jeremiah Hobbs. Jeremiah, not the way you wanted this race to go for you so far. Talk to your perspective of that incident.
I don't know. I don't know if I got bullied to the back or if I just didn't know how to figure out the hot track. Hopefully we got a fast pair, get these laps back and get back in there. I don't know. Really, if it was me going down too fast, I don't know. It was a racing incident, just kind of a blur how that start went, how we almost were 15th, I think. I don't know. We just felt like a rock. So we'll figure something else here for the second half of this.
End of the day, sounds like no hard feelings, water under the bridge. You mentioned you're looking for more luck today. What about in 2 weeks when we go to Chicagoland?
I'd love anything mile and a half. I mean, this really threw me off because I dedicated almost a whole week to New Hampshire, so I had to basically scramble to figure this out. So at least for Chicagoland and any of the next tracks coming up, even Rockingham, I've got some good laps under my belt, so it'll be exciting for sure.
All right, we wish you the best of luck, Jeremiah. Tough break in this one, but day's not over yet. We'll see if we can get back out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
As that was Jeremiah Hobbs, we will move him back to the rest of his Midwest Motorsports teammates. He will just now get back out on the racetrack as the field works through turn numbers 3 and 4. Ready to go. Back to green flag racing. Gassion was able to gap the field relatively early in this, in our opening run of the night. I'd be surprised we wouldn't be doing the same. We are 9 laps away from the end of stage number 1. Into the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air and a big check on the outside line. Sees Gassion well and truly clear into turn 1. Expect that aggression to pick up a bit more now that stage points are on the line. Oh, and around goes Mickey Tuttle. Tuttle down to the inside of the tail end. He's going to catch the car. Good save for him, but caution flag comes out. Colby Muse and Blaine Brink are both sideways at the tail of the field. One of the LGR Motorsports crew getting caught up with the Gainesville number 77. This will not be the end of the stage, though. Looking like, yeah, Brink just got a bit loose and just throttled up and took out Muse. Nothing the driver to Waynesville, South Carolina did wrong there. As the 14 slides are around. See that 14 down low and just overcorrects up. It's such an easy mistake to make. The good news is not a lot of damage on either car. One driver this does help, though, is Jeremiah Hobbs, who gets through on the outside. We'll be back in a moment on Green Flag TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back to Green Flag TV, getting set to go. Back to Green Flag Racing, the field working their way into turn numbers 3 and 4. As we are moments away from trying to close out stage number 1. 5 laps are in it, and this could very well, if we get another caution, see us into the end of the stage. Green flag is in the air this time by Gassion, Brannigan Silvers all jump in line early. Spencer Wright up on the top of David Farmer. James Silvers in the mix. As we fire down the back straightaway. 4 laps in stage 1. Coming at you this time by. Stage is now official. If we get another yellow flag, it will end on this lap. Adrian Loya's motor has just expired in pit road. On the field, still 32 cars strong. Works the back stretch and back around to 3. Brannigan has got a run, trying to open up the door. Spencer Ray is trying to do the same for 3rd. And Spencer Ray will pick off the inside of James Silvers at the line and get him up for 3rd, potentially through 1 and 2. Not quite. Silvers fighting back up top. Oh, contact between the two. Muscle Silvers up. 3 wide now for 3rd. LaFrance getting the elbows out, down on the inside. Haven't seen a lot of 3 wide tonight, and it makes sense. We'd be seeing a bit of that here. Silvers pushed out of the groove, and that will allow Ray to clear for 3rd. The battle remains on for the number 4 spot now. As we start the final trip around in stage 1. Meanwhile, Austin Gassion. Oh, look out. Morton slides it out. He'll save it, though. And coming around through turn numbers 3 and 4. Gassion will take the win in stage number 1. Brandy will pick up 2nd. Blocking Ray to the inside. Ray goes 3rd. LaFrance, Silvers, Dinkler, Farmer, Robertson, Kaiser, and Grant Peterson close out the top 10 that get stage points from here. The last points to be awarded will be those at the end of this 113 lapper. So now expecting quite a bit of this aggression to die off quickly. But boy, oh boy, Spencer Ray was given the block by Mark Brannigan Jr. coming down the front straightaway. Right on board to the All-American Motorsports Shields number 6. Did what he had to do, right? He set himself up, got a great drive going, had the run, had him dead to right. Brannigan then blocked super low. Ray got onto the apron, but it was too little too late, and that very well saved Brannigan from losing 2nd in the stage. A lot of good racing that we've had so far at this 1.3 mile speedway. Spencer Ray now looking to finally settle the score from earlier and take over the race lead from Gassion. Their battle before was interrupted, and now you can see Brannigan, Gassion's teammate, trying to attack Ray to upset his run and allow Gassion to build a gap. But I think Ray has finally got this track dialed in as he gets right to the back end of the Yahoo.com number 11. Nader Gassion has switched into tire saving mode and is now thinking about the long haul. So while this battle resumes, this is the look that Sean Bounty has of the fight between Tuttle and Sean Kaiser for the last spot inside the top 10 just in front of him. And up the road, there you see Spencer Ray actually make the move around the outside of Gassion. Just as we cut away, up top goes Ray. Forcing Gassion to go defensive on the bottom. And Spencer Ray leads his first laps of the night at the line. But the lead is not yet secure. Sends her in round the top. Ray clears to the top spot, and Spencer Ray secures the lead. And this was how he set it up. Had a great run down the front stretch. Knew Gassion would cover, so attacking from up top. Centering deep, and that translates now into the Shields number 6, leading the way at Nashville. On board with Nathaniel Ames, just losing a spot to Robert Peterson. Still a lot of jockeying for position deeper in the midfield. And a lot of these battles up front have not gone anywhere either. Rapidly approaching the halfway point of this race, not too far away. In fact, less than 10 laps away from halfway. For those just tuning in, welcome to round 8 of the OMSRL Cup Series. You've missed 2 cautions so far. They happened in quick succession on laps 31, and then another one on the restart. Caution number 1 came from Nathaniel Ames, getting into Jeremiah Hobbs, sending the 12 hard into the outside wall in 4. The other one happened when Blaine Brink got loose off of turn 2, overcorrected and shot into the side of Colby Muse, damaging up both of those cars. Right now, Hobbs is the only car that sits 1 lap down. He is in the lucky dog position if he is able to get a run going. Adrian Loy, in the meantime, the lone driver, retired from this race for unknown reasons. He has been sitting in pit road since lap 14. Tyler Grinnell looking to open up a door on the inside of Sean Kaiser. Sends the DeWalt Camry deep into turn 3. And Grant Peterson going to follow through. I think that was more a case of Sean Kaiser kind of checking up a bit entering 3. Whatever happened to the Camerota Truck Parts Camaro, not able to get the best of runs that he was hoping for. Further back, Barrett Morton, Nathaniel Ames. Going double file into turns 3 and 4. Jacob Noyes looking for the high lane. Davey Hazard gonna look for the inside. Austin McColgan still trying to fend off drivers like Jacob Noyes down as well. This is for spots outside of the top 15. Within the top 10, though, in fact, fighting for the last spot in the top 5 is Ryan Dingler and David Farmer. Farmer's got the inside of Dingler, but that 16 entry from Badger Racing is still applying pressure way up to the high side of the racetrack. Off of turn 4, can Dingler clear? Yes, he does. Out of the lead has gone nowhere either. Brannigan and Gassion somewhere along the line went for a position swap to get Brannigan into second. And while Spencer Ray leads the way, he's got 3 Eastern Stars Motorsports teammates that are trying to go for a 1, 2, 3 podium lockout. Brannigan's there, closing the back of Spencer Ray. Ray goes defensive. Does not allow Brannigan to attack him down with a dive bomb down the inside. But that caused him to miss the bottom. Brannigan is right there. Ready to pounce for the top spot. Spencer Ray fighting for his life right now in the top spot. Trying to run out the clock to pit stops. Now it's Ray to block down low. But Brannigan this time opens up the door. Mark Brannigan Jr. to the inside of 1 and 2. Trying to pick up the lead from All-American Motorsports and two-time repeat champion Spencer Ray. Besting Ray at a track like this, no small feat. But Brannigan looked like he wants to be the one to get the job done. Halfway home, this time by. Ray continuing to hemorrhage spots now as Brannigan clears to the lead. Gassion going to try to shoot through into second. And now can Connor LaFrance follow his teammates through to lock out the podium for Eastern Stars Motorsports. To the inside of Spencer Ray. This should be a relatively foregone conclusion. Gassion moving down low, trying to maybe give his teammate a sniff of a draft down the backstretch to get him moving with something. But Spencer Ray not done fighting, up high, but Gassion covers him off. Heck of a fight we got for the podium spots as Brannigan still not able to really pull clear. David Farmer, James Silvers, Ryan Dingler are all in the mix, and oh boy, I think Dingler might have just dropped out. You saw him blink, and now he is gone. Dingler looking like he is out. Oh dear. Tough break for the driver for the number 16 entry, as it looks like Dingler is done for the night with connection problems. That's going to give the Cornerstone Motorsports 1-2 back there a huge break. And man, LaFrance just cannot find a way around Ray, and Ray this time, not quite, still not able to get clear down to the inside of 3. Not for lack of trying, though. I mean, the runs have been fantastic so far. This time, LaFrance just goes with a Hail Mary. He is going to be well clear of Spencer Ray. James Silvers going to try to follow David Farmer through as Farmer clears himself across the nose. And I think Ray's tires are cooked. Further down the field, Grant Peterson, Sean Bounty side by side. This is the last spot inside the top 10 that they're fighting for. And Bounty clears for 10th place, relatively easy ahead of 11th place runner Grant Peterson. Oh, but Grant sends it back down low with the over-under, and he's going to be able to get around Sean Bounty. Here comes Kaiser. Kaiser makes it 3 wide. Sean Kaiser to the inside, sweeping up. He's going to keep it off of the 52, though. 3 wide still as we hit the front straightaway, and Sean Kaiser forced to back out. Could not keep the momentum. Grant Peterson clears, and he's up to 10th. Sean Kaiser started to get aggressive as he looks down low again, trying to pick off the number 34 entry. Top 5 still under a blanket in the meantime as we work our way further into this race. David Farmer and James Silvers running 4th and 5th. They're going to exchange hands. So Cornerstone Motorsports drivers are looking to go for these little position swaps wherever they can get around them. And wow, so Dingler, as it turns out, kind of just catching up on the news here. Ryan Dingler did not just drop connection, he lost power entirely. So, yeah, completely out of Dingler's control there. Tough break for the driver, the number 16. Was actually having a relatively good race, and, well, sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. That's racing. We chalk that up to what would effectively be like a mechanical failure. Coming down pit road under green flag conditions is David Farmer. Farmer is into pit road. Austin McCullough going to follow him in. So green flag pit stops only moments away from kicking off. Window is very much open. Here comes James Silvers now to the box. So Silvers, the next one to bail, while his teammate just leaves pit road ahead of him. And there's McCullough exiting his box. Colby Muse comes down to pit road as well at the tail of this pack. Seeing who will be the next drivers to come on in. Not looking like a lot of drivers are going for the bait, though, this early on. And pretty much all are going to stay out one more. Davey Hazard, the primetime racing driver, to the inside of Sean Bounty, picks off another spot. Hazard now 19 on the day. Not a bad drive at all for that number 75 Camry. Mickey Tuttle is into pit road this time by. And here comes Sean Bounty, also into pit road, as well as Nathaniel Ames. So pit window as well and truly open. Gage Taft clips the grass coming in. And may have lost a spot to Ames on entry as well. Interesting entry there for Gage Taft, and this is what happened to him. Oh, wow. Back that up a little bit more. I think he got hit. Hit again right in front of Jacob Noyes, and man, got run over as he jammed on the binders. Missed the commitment line. Not sure if that's going to be a black flag or not. And it will not be. Damage only for repairs. 5 seconds extra. And he takes it back out to the racetrack. Sean Kimes, the next one in. No one else coming in just yet. Fastest lap of the race, though, put down by David Farmer last time by a 30.13. David Farmer is moving right now. While Gassion is still embroiled in the fight with his teammate, Conor LaFrance, and no surprise, not seeing LaFrance being too eager to overtake Austin Gassion, especially with Gassion being in such a championship critical position as Morton, the next one in. Further down the pack, how about this one? Brent Rucker just clearing Mikael Robinson while charging after his teammate Dallas Holscher. Tries to go to the inside of at 3, and he is going to get a nose in there. Just down low, you saw Jared Kuno entering the pits. You saw him in the back of the shot again there. And still nobody within the top echelons of this field coming down to pit road. Same for the Cornerstone Motorsports drivers. Still remains an ESM 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack. And Jerry Kuno is out of the car and out of this race. Still waiting on the top three for when they'll bail to the pits, but again, no signs of any of your ESM 1, 2, 3 coming down anytime soon. Rolling really well. They've been building up a steady gap over Spencer Ray behind, who now sits 1.6 seconds off of the leaders. Oh, we got one more coming in. That's Hazard. Whoa, and he is almost going to overshoot pit entry. Manages to lock it down as he'll get into his pit stall, but he overshoots his box. Overshoots, has to back up. That's going to be a devastating mistake. That'll cost him at least a couple of seconds on the racetrack. Now 33 laps to go at the line as Justin Wilson gets around Stefan Purcell without much of a fight. Or has he? Is Purcell actually running kind of a pseudo Larson line up top, and credit to him, it's working. Round of the France, first of the Eastern Stars Motorsports drivers, is into pit road. And that, I think, is going to be the signal for a lot of this field to come in as well. LaFrance enters this race 5th in the points with a 16-point deficit to Sean Boundy. Despite that, it's been a good drive for him so far. Took a win at the Pocono Raceway earlier this season. And maybe another win on the cards for him this afternoon, as he's also gotten another podium at Martinsville. And in fact, those are the only two top 5 finishes he's gotten all season long. Brannigan, Gassion, Ray, Greneau, and Freilich are all down and into pit road. There's that wide angle. You can see the cluster of 5 that have just come into the lane. Not looking to be done dirty with the undercut. And they now make their way out. And Conor LaFrance, in relation to this, just now diving into turns 1 and 2. There's his teammate, Austin Gassion, down to the inside. He's going to get around Gassion. He will not get around Brannigan. Mark Brannigan Jr. maintains the lead. LaFrance picks up 2nd. Robert and Grant Peterson now side by side for the lead of the race, at least for now. And that's a battle that'll quickly be decided, or will it? As Chicago gets down low, Peterson up high, Grant! Back to the inside, Grant Peterson screams to the inside of the Quandong Mustang, and now it's a side-by-side fight again. Purcell's in the pit road this time by, and Grant's coming in. Grant's been hit! He's at the racetrack! Into the outside wall hard. He's going to collect Conor LaFrance, who already comes down the pit road. Caution flag is out. This changes everything. Still crashing into the infield as Tyler Greneau spins up the racetrack with Barron Morton. A lot to unpack as the caution is out for the 3rd time tonight. Boy, that did not go his way at all. Grant Peterson was, we'll get another look at this one. Grant Peterson, though, was trying to come to pit road. And I don't think Terrell Wheeler realized that. Careened to the back of him. Brannigan slammed into the back of Wheeler. And then Wheeler came off the wall, got into LaFrance, spun him around. And then Tyler Grinnell cuts down low to try to avoid his spinny teammate right into the infield and takes out Barrett Morton. And that causes them to spin up the racetrack. And now a good chunk of ESM are caught on the back foot, and all of a sudden, what could have been a team 1, 2, 3 has been obliterated. Grant Peterson shockingly stays out under this yellow flag. Did not choose to come down the pit road despite that heavy impact. Connor LaFrance goes around, and Tyler Grinnell gets collected as well. A lot of dramas in this one, and this will take us through to the end of the race. We'll return in a moment again with more on Green Flag TV. Welcome back to Green Flag TV, and a wild ride that we saw to put us under the yellow flag once again. As all of a sudden what could have been an Eastern Stars Motorsports 1, 2, 3 finish has resulted in all three cars being caught on the back foot. And we get set to enter the restart zone once again with under 30 laps to go and not a lot of time for that team to rebound if they want to get back into the running order. This whole race has been turned on its head. Jacob Noyes jumps out to the lead, while the rest of the pack goes double file into turn one. One driver that came out on top of that, David Farmer, but he's got to fight his way through a lot of the MWMF cars now, all throughout this field. A little bit loose there for Maxwell Kroll. Catches the outside wall. Grant Peterson is forced into pit road, potentially with a restart violation or some sort of penalty there. As now the... Oh, trouble behind! Robert Peterson spins into the infield. High-speed pirouettes. He is still jamming on the throttle. And that will see him sent to the tail of the field because of this moment. Just got caught up by Mark Brannigan Jr. there and sent down into the infield grass. And while we're on the replay stream, want to get a look on Cole Fraley. This was the crash that put us under that latest yellow flag. This is what he saw. Well, it looks like it may have been one car actually further up the grid. Potentially Austin McColgan, but we'll get to that in a moment as the yellow flag is out again for a fourth time tonight. And this time it is Blaine Brink. Turn 4. Outside wall. And not clear, sir. Gassion was down there. And Brink just turned himself across the nose of the number 11 into the outside wall. Pretty hefty whack there for Brink. Spencer Ray caught the outside wall pretty heftily as well, while Conor de France, Austin Gassion, sorry, slid down the racetrack. This is on board the number 11. And just caught the nose as it swung around. Tell you what, though, pretty darn good job of saving that race car. And this was what happened to Hazard and the primetime racing driver. In fact, no, it was not Hazard. Who in the world? McColgan, that's who it was. There was one driver that just barely slipped through it. I think we finally found our culprit. He's on board with McColgan as he arrives on scene. Yanks! Just avoids it up top. Jacob Noyes himself had a near miss down low of this. Whoa, boy, that was actually on board with Conor de France. And that is how all three Eastern Stars Motorsports cars get caught up in a crash that puts us under the yellow flag once again. But one more look at what happened to Blaine Brink. Tell you what, Moundy had a very close call in this. It's with the Rebel Racing number 13. Oh my. That is a scary, scary moment, and that will now take us to 1 to green. 20 laps to go at the line. Coming off of turn 4, green flag is in the air as we are back to racing. Laps to go in round number 8 of the OMSRL Cup Series as we hit the back straightaway. Jacob Noyes still leads in all sorts of cars getting sideways deep in the pack. 3 by 3 as we fire it into turns 3 and 4. Up the track goes Kroll. 4 wide now as we come off of turn number 4. And trouble, front straightaway. Boundary's been turned. Multi-car pile up. It is the big one on the front straightaway. Freylich is involved. And heavy contact to several drivers. That is as big of a big one as big ones could be. Boy, that was a messy jump there. Let's get a look on what happened here. This is with Sean Boundy. Wasn't with the 4 wide at all. Justin Wilson got loose. Turned the 34 right in front of Gassion. And then that caused Mikel Robinson to get checked up, and then it was just on. I think Nathaniel Ames made it through that unscathed. Grinnell makes it through. 14 makes it through. And what a wild ride we have this afternoon. Yes, it just falls apart. A lot of damage on quite a few cars up the road, and that is from the air, and look at the pileup. Man, a lot of cars had some very lucky escapes in that. Let's start first with Austin Gassione, the ESM driver, just sneaking through the start of this. Maybe just caught Robinson potentially. Daniel Ames had a near miss. This is what he saw. Sneaking through the middle with Connor LaFrance down on the inside of the racetrack. And this was on board with Blaine Brink. Oh, he does catch Robert Peterson right at the tail end. Thought for a moment he made it out. He didn't. Wild wreck, though, coming off of the final corner here. Everyone just kind of loses their minds. Turning into one of those types of races now, and this is about typical for how these races have gone all season long. Get a lot of green flag running in, and then, well, green flag coming out this time by. And 16 laps to go. Jacob Noyes once again with James Silvers looking for the outside line. Off a 2. Oh, crawl down low. Able to get around it for now, but double file for the lead. James Silvers sending the buck down low into turn number 4. Silvers to the point. Now with 15 to go. Oh, trouble, turn 2. Hard into the wall goes LaFrance. Collects Davey Hazard. We're under caution again. 6 yellow flags, 3 of which coming in the last 15 laps. And this is how it starts. Connor France kind of sends it in, gets into Spencer Ray, causes him to wash up the track, and LaFrance reacted up the hill directly into Davey Hazard. Tough break for the primetime racing driver. Didn't really do anything wrong there. Only thing Hazard did wrong was being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and man, that is a huge impact into the wall. On board at 75, and I'm willing to bet never saw it coming. Hazard coming down pit road, bent up right front on that machine. He's going to be forced into his box and very well could be out of the race with that. Ah, he did have a quick repair in the back pocket. So Hazard may be down. He is not out, though. As he is going to make his way back out onto the racetrack, let's see if we can potentially get in touch with the drive the primetime racing number 75. Davey, not the way we wanted to have this late race go for you. Talk us through the wreck.
Honestly, I really don't know what happened. I just saw Connor's car appear up next to me, and we just went straight for the wall. Yeah, and I got it's just been a rough. I spent a lot of time trying to get back up there, and it's really frustrating to get wrecked like that.
All things considered, you're still in the net positive on positions for the day, so you're going to have about, 11 laps to go when we go green here. What do you reckon is in it for you for these last 11?
I just can't wreck it. I just can't try and race over my head to get those positions back. There's no point. So I'm just going to take it easy and take what I'll get.
All right, David, wish you the best of luck. You restart 26, still on the lead lap. David has the driver to Yulee, Florida, outside of row 13 on the restart. So we're going to work our way into turns 3 and 4. James Silvers, David Farmer alongside each other as we work to the Geico restart zone once again. Only had 2 cautions in the first half, and these latest 3 have come in very quick succession to one another. We'll hopefully get these last 11 laps in green. But at this rate, who knows? Green flag is back in the air. 11 laps are in it. Already looking for 3 wide. Gassion getting the elbows out to the inside of Sean Kaiser and Noah Swafford. Gets one. Oh no, Ray! Ray around again on the back straightaway. And quickly slows us down again. Purcell is around to the tail. And we've got more problems. What the heck is going on here? Jared Kuno is around. Justin Wilson is into the wall. Lots to digest here. This is what happened to Spencer Ray. Did he get some help from Brannigan? Hard to tell from that angle. Drifted up, got into the 20 again, then slid down to the inside. Doored. Maxwell Kroll, you saw Purcell spinning around in the back. And then there is Justin Wilson. Kuno, all sorts of loose underneath them. Overcorrects and just sends the 09 hard into the outside wall. Kuno then takes his teammate, Blaine Brink, with him. And Blaine Brink re-gets into poor Justin Wilson. He might have had a little bit of a touch there, you know. Purcell, meanwhile, just lost it all by himself. And meanwhile, everyone is just out of shape, out of control. Hard into the outside wall goes Wilson. And there was Brink getting into him again. On board with Brannigan, currently running in 8th place. And yeah, a little bit of help there for the Mobile One, number 1. Nick starts another wreck. And then this is on board with Jared Kuno. Oh, he had already gotten into Justin Wilson. And looking like one thing just kind of led to another. And we slow it down for a 7th time tonight. Seven cautions. And the latest 4 coming within the last 15 to 20 laps or so. Make that, in fact, the last 5 now. Now 4 to 5 minute increments between each yellow flag so far. It's how these races go, though. It's how Pocono went. It's how Vegas went. It's how Miami went. Heck, even Daytona had a hand to play in that. It's the nature of racing. Points on the line, you're at the end of the race. Everybody wants to make whatever moves they can, and well, it is what it is. Had such a good first 90 laps, too. It's a real shame. 7 to go when we take the stripe. A lot of people think 7 is a lucky number. We'll see if we'll get lucky and get these last 7 laps in green. Back at it. Silvers gets a good launch. Everyone else behind, still in lockstep. No issues so far on the back straightaway. But another yellow flag puts this race dangerously close to overtime. 6 to go. Got out of the first lap. Clean aim sideways. Big time up into traffic. Gets in a holster. And I think that's sending this race into extras. Nathaniel Ames just lost that one. Looking like it's, looking like self-inflicted. And then overcorrects. And he's going to body slam Holscher directly into the outside wall, and Grant Peterson caught both cars before spinning down to the bottom. This is on board with Dallas Holscher. Oh boy. Heavy whack for him, and then this is Grant Peterson. And Peterson never saw it coming. And I think Peterson's had it up as he went straight on into turn 3. Never got on the binders. Caution's out again. We'll be back in a moment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We're set to go back to green flag racing, and we are not yet in overtime. We will, so far, have a NAC green-white checker this afternoon. So yes, it's a 2-lap dash, but we are still set to finish this race under the originally scheduled 113 laps. So James Silvers and David Farmer looking to try and make it a Cornerstone Motorsports 1-2 with Alex Penn up on the box for both cars. Mickey Tuttle, 13 spots gained for him. He runs in third right now, trying to see if he can't potentially pick up one more position, as is Jacob Noyes from up top. Field is going to work itself into turn numbers 3 and 4, and we will be ready to go back at it once again. To the stripe. Green flag. Sliding into the wall, and now we're into overtime. Good grief. Overtime attempt number 1 coming on up. Tyler Greneau got into the wall, and he was not the only one. This is Greneau. Oh, he got checked up by Noah Swaver, got into Baron Morton, then sliding, tagged by Robert Peterson, and the round he goes. And you see Maxwell Crow was sideways in the back road as well. He also went into the outside wall, while Greneau slides to a stop in turn 2. Meanwhile, this is what happened to Kroll. 3 wide, Purcell up top, Blaine Brink down low. Brink just drifts up from the bottom and hooks the 19. Nudged by his teammate, finishes the job, and the Zin number 19 car also goes into the outside wall. Pretty heavy lick under the wall for Greneau as the day for Eastern Stars Motorsports goes from bad to worse. Well, that's all she wrote for Blaine Brink. Mark Brannigan Jr. not able to pick up the number 3 spot before that caution flag came out, but this puts us under the yellow flag for the 9th time tonight. Running up for the OMSRL Cup Series. Next week was supposed to be Chicagoland Speedway. That has been pushed back by a week. Instead, we'll be going we'll be having an off week next week, and then we'll be closing out the month with Chicagoland and Rockingham Speedway. So far, very consistent grids into the 30s at least. As we are set to do battle once again. Overtime attempt number 1. And my money is on not every car here is making it back to the checkered flag in one piece. Coming to the restart zone for what could be the final time tonight. Unless you get another crash. Oh, we're already jumping in at the tail end. We're stacking them up at the tail end. Green flag is out. They didn't wave it off. Silvers gets clear. Farmer gets clear. Brannigan around the outside of Tuttle, trying to go over third. We're watching out. McColgan into the wall. Catches Hazard. Multiple cars around. Hard hits into the inside wall. Spencer Ray annihilated. Holscher annihilated. Colby Muse down low. And more problems in turn 4. Brannigan's around. Up into the air is Swafford. Chaos on the final 2 laps. Cole Freilich is destroyed. Audi goes around. We're still crashing down the front stretch. Meanwhile, does Farmer give the Hail Mary to his teammate, to the GG's number 4, around the outside, trying to set something up. No dice. James Silvers to victory lane. Behind the fight for the line, Haas picks off the spot as Gassion was doing everything in his power to stop the run. And we'll be taking a few minutes to look at the mass amount of replays of what the heck happened on the final lap. There's a lot to break down. But James Silver's first win of the season in his rookie start. Phenomenal drive this afternoon. Second place at Martinsville last week, and now he's got his maiden win. The driver of Waynesville, North Carolina, burns it down to the front straightaway. Great effort for him all throughout this afternoon. That was a stellar drive. And it's time to break down the madness. It started to go wrong in turn 2. Muse got into it with Brett Rucker, and then Spencer Ray just got into Dallas Holscher, and then both cars huge licks into the inside wall, especially for Spencer Ray. Onboarded Ray. This is one of the most violent hits we've seen all season. Oh boy. Just a head-on impact, and then while that was going on, it started to kind of fall apart with Cole Freilich and Moore. Okay, you can kind of already see it started up there. Let's jump up the road to Mark Brannigan Jr. here. He's got Mickey Tuttle alongside him. Jacob Noyes stuffed it in, drifted up the track, and just took out the number 20. Down the track, got it to Morton. Sent them both for a ride, and that sent them up into the outside wall, and Ames just barely snuck through that. That was the mayhem that began to take place, and then you see Cole Freilich trying to slip through the middle there as stamping on the loud pedal wasn't happening as he got hit from behind by Davey Hazard. Grenot went spinning there with Sean Bounty being taken for a spin. And And one more time for the spotter stand. This will be the look of Morton's car throughout the fray. Coming around, you see the smoke already started to check up, and just one thing leads to another. Grenouille's going to drive into the back of Morton as he drifts up into the track. That collective, Blaine Brink and more up into the track goes. Bound to being taken out. 43 car took a hit. And then on the back straightaway, Jeremiah Hobbs got to the inside of Austin Gassione. Noise swept around the outside. Gassione, I think, down on power. Hobbs bobbled from the inside, and Gassione shoved Hobbs all the way down to the apron. Didn't let him have an inch. And that takes us to the close of racing action this afternoon. So here's how things finish out. Silver's with the dub ahead of David Farmer. Tuttle finishes third with Hobbs in fourth. Gassione's in fifth. Sean Kaiser in sixth. Noyes in seventh. Teft in eighth. Robinson and Rucker round out the top 10. From there, you got the likes of Davey Hazard, Robert Peterson, Austin McCall, and Maxwell Kroll, Nathaniel Ames, Mark Brannigan Jr., Noah Swaffer, Dallas Holscher, Barrett Morton, and Tyler Greneau. And then closing out the field, it is Cole Fraley, Blaine Brink, Spencer Ray, Stephen Purcell, Colby Muse, Terrell Wheeler, Jared Kuno, Grant Peterson, Sean Boundy, Justin Wilson, Connor LaFrance, Ryan Dingler, and Adrian Loya round out the pack. I think one of the more interesting finishes we've had throughout the course of the season, and no doubt one driver that's going to be able to tell us all about it is going to be one James Silvers, the Cornerstone Motorsport driver. Enter this race third in the points, and James, you finally take your maiden win to the OMSRL Cup Series. Has got to feel good, especially after such a chaotic final 40 laps.
Yeah, I'm very happy and very pumped right now to finally get my first win in this league. Been a fantastic league, and just getting to drive with everybody and getting to learn all these new people. And I've been consistently running good, about the whole season, but it's about time one fell in my lap there.
It was looking like it was going to be an ESM 1, 2, 3. Then, of course, that caution right around lap 80 comes into play. And, well, that flipped the whole race on its head. You were one of the drivers that pitted early. You were a huge benefactor from that. You were able to jump to the front as a result. What went through your head when that yellow flag fell just perfectly for your way?
Well, Alex was calling the strategy, and he was trying to help us, Alex Penn, and he was getting us on the right strategy. And we decided we was going to try to pit a little bit early like we did, and then we weren't expecting everybody else to stay out as long as they did. So, yeah, whenever they started coming around, and sure enough, after they pit, the caution came out at the perfect time, and it was a great benefactor for helping me and Farmer, and helped us keep them behind us basically for the rest of the race. So, yeah, big shout out to Alex Penn for helping us get this win on this one too, though.
You entered this race third in the points with a few podiums, but now you got a win under your collar as well. 2 weeks from now, we swing to the Chicagoland Speedway. What do you reckon this number 4 car is going to have in store for the Windy City?
Well, hopefully we can bring the same speed that we did today. So, yeah, I really like Chicagoland. That's where I got one of my first oval wins in the truck series a long, long time ago, about like 7 or 8 years ago. Yeah, but I've always enjoyed racing there, and really looking forward to racing next week, or 2 weeks from now, I guess. And yeah, just really pumped about this win tonight. CSM did a great job. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of this team. But before I go, I'd like to shout out y'all for putting on the broadcast. Y'all do an amazing job at Green Flag TV, and I'd like to shout out the people that run OMS Cup Series, and like to shout out all the sponsors at Cornerstone, Aerial Professionals, WNC, Function Junction Smoke Shop, Gigi's in Waynesville, North Carolina, Mountain View Detailing, and Waynesville Tire.
And thank you for the kind words as well. James Silvers comes home number 1 tonight out of Waynesville, North Carolina, and we will bring his teammate David Farmer into the broadcast booth, the other driver on the CSM 1-2. And well, David, it's a great finish for the team this afternoon. You were trying to give her the beans there coming out of turn 4, just couldn't quite get around Silvers for the win.
Yeah, I mean, we knew we had 1-2. It gives you the advantage of being able to communicate restarts there. So obviously that probably played a little bit of part in it, but it was a great race. We fell behind a little bit at the after the first caution, kind got held up by some traffic, and lucked out with the caution there, and then we were able to just hold them off. We had, I think it was Mark, number 20, yeah, Mark Brannigan. He was closing in quick. He was a little bit fresher on tires, so it would have been fun to race Mark. And I like racing Mark. He's a quick driver, and he's great to race around, and hopefully we have good clean racing here from here on out. But yeah, other than that, it was a great race. A little bit of a caution fest there at the end, but slick track and causes some of that. So fun time though.
Overall, it was a good drive for you. Of course, we weren't sure where we were going to be racing up until about 24 hours before this race. Until then, New Hampshire Motor Speedway was set to be the order of the day for this afternoon. Do you reckon this track played to your strengths of the team more than the Magic Mile would have?
I think for the 1-2, possibly. James is really fast in New Hampshire too, so we both had kind of marked New Hampshire as a track that we were ready for. It's a track that requires a lot of shifting, a lot of consistent throttle input and braking, and I think him and I shined pretty heavily whenever that's going on. So it would have been a fun track, but nonetheless, coming to a mile and a quarter with, or I guess mile and 3/8 with on cement, still a lot of fun too.
Well, not next week, sorry, 2 weeks from now is the Chicagoland Speedway. James is having a lot of confidence going into the Windy City. Are you feeling the same?
Yeah, Chicagoland, it was one of my first races I ever won in the truck series way back when, 5-6 years ago. And so it's one of those tracks that I always circle anytime I see it on a schedule. It's a multi-line track. This track you can gain an advantage running the middle sometimes, but really it's just, top to bottom, and then back up to the top, where Chicagoland you can run the wall and be really fast and consistent off the wall. So it's a fun track, and hopefully we don't get a bunch of cautions, but it should be a fun race nonetheless.
Well, David, thank you for taking the time to join us this afternoon. Congratulations on the Team 1-2, and we'll see you in 2 weeks in the Windy City.
Sounds good, man. Have a great night.
David Farmer comes home number 2 this afternoon. No sign of Mickey Tuttle, so it looks like that is going to be it for this afternoon. But boy, an extremely intense race this afternoon, and one that a lot of drivers, I think, might be looking to put behind them, as has been the case kind of with a few races throughout the course of the afternoon. But coming on up on Green Flag TV, you're going to have, of course, the Beer League next 24 hours, swinging on out to the Green Hell. They tackle the Nürburgring Nordschleife at 9:20 p.m. tomorrow night, while the Speed Cup Series swings out to Avondale, Arizona, to the Phoenix Raceway on Thursday. The SRA IL Truck Series, a lot of drama surrounding that league this week. We'll get into that a bit more closer to the day, but they are going to be back in action for round number 9 for the Johnson 250 at North Wilkesboro Speedway under new management now. We'll see how that pans out on Saturday night with the SRL Xfinity Series and the Classic IndyCar Series Media Day coming at you on Sunday afternoon. For the meantime, want to find out more about who we are and what we can offer you? Check us out today at www.greenflagtv.com. As always, my name is Ola Rampel. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you when we go racing in 2 weeks in Chicagoland.